Do you have a lot of pain and or limited movement in your hips? Maybe they feel locked up. Hi, Dr. Malka here, practicing in Los Angeles, California. And in this video, I'm going to show you some isometric exercises to open your hips and decrease pain. So isometric exercises are exercises where you're actually not going to move the joint into the range of motion. So it's really ideal for if you wake up and you just cannot move a particular joint. And today we're going to focus on the hip. So the first one we're going to do is a flexion exercise. So you're in a seated position, and I'm going to show these seated, and then I'm going to show them lying down. You're going to put your hand on your leg, and you're going to do this motion, but you're actually not going to move the hip into that motion. You're going to put your hand on your leg, and you're going to push up with 10% of your strength for 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And then we're going to do the other side. Put your hand here and then push up against your hand, 10% of your strength for about 10 seconds. We're probably at 4, 3, 2, 1 now. If that didn't cause any pain and you feel like you can increase that a little bit, you can repeat it and then use 50% of your strength to push up against your hands. Do each side about 3 to 5 times. The second hip motion we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put our knuckles between our legs, and we're going to squeeze our legs together. And the same thing, you're going to squeeze for a count of 10 using 10% of your strength. 2, 1. And then now if you feel like you can do that with a little more intensity, and if your knees are knocking, you can go ahead and use 2 knuckles like so, and then just squeeze your legs together. This time I'm doing it with about 50% of my strength. And do this about 3 to 5 times. And the next isometric exercise is bringing the legs apart like so. You're going to have a strap or a dog leash. Just bring it around your legs like so, and you're going to bring your legs apart, pushing against that dog leash or strap. And this is 10% of my strength for about 10 seconds. Now, if you're not really locked up and really in a lot of pain, you can repeat that again with about 50% of your strength and squeeze out together. The final one, we've done hip flexion. We've squeezed our hips together, apart. Now we need to do extension. So you're going to drop your buttocks off the chair or the bed, whatever you're on. Have the leg here, and this time we're bringing our hip back in this direction, but again, we're not changing the range of motion. You're going to have the strap like here holding on, and again, push against that strap. I'm going to actually bring it down a little more. Push against that strap with 10% of your strength for 10 seconds. And if that gives you pain, do 5% of your strength. None of these exercises should be painful. And let's try that again. I can use 50% of my strength now, pushing against that strap. And again, not moving the hip at all, just pushing against the strap. And then we can switch to the other side. And once again, get the hip in place and then push against the strap. 10% of your strength for 10 seconds. And again, you can also use a belt. That was a question I got one time on my YouTube channel. Can you use a belt? Absolutely. And then relax. If that didn't cause any pain at all, you can increase it a little bit to 50% and then push. Kicking your leg back. Now, if you happen to have hip pain and you're in bed and you just can't even get out of bed, it's so bad, I'm going to show you some lying down ones. So again, lie down, have your knees bent like so. And the same thing, you can put your hand on your leg like this and push up against your hand. Now you're doing this range of motion, but you're not actually moving it. So put your hand here, 10% of your strength for 10 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Other leg, put the hand here. Again, you're going to do this pushing but not changing the range of motion. Put the hand here and then push 10% of your strength for 10 seconds. And of course, you're not going to do this with both hips unless both are involved. And then you can repeat that 3 to 5 times. And again, you can bring it up to 50% of your strength. You may have to lock your elbow out and use the other hand for reinforcement if you're going to push up really hard. And then the other side, one hand on top of the other, and then push up really hard. And then the same thing like we did last time. Go ahead and put a fist between the legs or 2 fists, and you're going to squeeze your knees together. And if this is a little tender, you can put a pillow between the legs, anything so that your knees don't knock. If that's painful, you can just go ahead and squeeze your knees together if you don't have bony knees and it doesn't hurt. And once again, squeeze together. And if you can handle this, go ahead and go at 50% of your strength for 10 seconds. And then we're back to the strap or the belt or the dog leash. Bring the strap around, make it tight, and then just squeeze your legs apart. 10% of your strength for 10 seconds. And relax. And again, these can be repeated as much as you want. 3 to 5 times is recommended. And if you can hold on the strap and really push, even at 50% of your strength. And then finally, we did flexion. We did apart. We did together. Now we need to do extension. Bring the strap under one leg. Bring the foot up off the table. Bring the foot up off the bed. You can even straighten the knee a little bit and then push down. You're pushing in this direction, down, but we're not changing the range of motion. And push. Again, 10% of your strength for 10 seconds. And if this feels like a piece of cake, you can go even harder, 50% of your strength for 10 seconds. Trying to bring that foot down, but you're not going to succeed because remember, we're not changing the range of motion. And then switch the strap to the other side, having the foot, maybe the knees just slightly bent, and then push down against the strap. 10% of your strength for 10 seconds. And relax. If that's feeling pretty good, you can go ahead and push it really hard. Maybe 50% of your strength for 10 seconds. So if you're still feeling a little bit tight, you can just rock your hips from side to side just to get some movement in there. At this point, you should be able to do this. Maybe you wake up, you can't move it at all. But after these exercises, maybe at this point you can rock your legs from side to side, just lubricating that ball and socket joint. And then if you want, you can bring your knee up, do some rotational movements. One rotation one side, one to the other. Bring the leg across the body. Open the hip up. And then bring the knee right to the chest. You can even do both and give them a hug. And you can even rotate them both at the same time. And then the other side. And then open them up into what we call in yoga, a butterfly. And then relax. Now, hopefully now you're ready to get out of bed and start your day, and your hips are nice and loosened up. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, a like, and subscribe, and maybe you want to share it with your friends who also have tight hips. We will be launching a new YouTube video every Wednesday and Friday at 3 p.m. and I'll be available for any questions you have or suggestions for future videos.